gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the hub city in Indiana. He goes by @TooSweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. Enter co-host, hailing from the Valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
What is going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I'm your host, Mr. OTM Kyle Gagliardi. And joining me, as always, is the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Ian, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? I was here really early before the show. I was ready. Definitely did not mix up the time zones and just hop out of the shower by happenstance, by complete happenstance. And I'm like, oh, shit. But it was my idea to move up the time.
Thank you. All right, I was gonna say it. I was letting you do it.
No. We have a feeling this is gonna be a really good show. We kind of hyped it up on these social medias because I know Kyle has a lot to say, and I can't wait to hear it because I also have some stuff to say. But
yeah, it should be pretty cordial at times, but I'm not going to guarantee full positivity here. You know how we are here at OTM. If you've been listening and watching this show for a long time, we preach positivity. We try to see the positives in professional wrestling because there's so much negativity surrounding pro wrestling at all times, whether you're a tribalist or not. But you know, this episode, it is what it is. You know, it's going to be one of those shows that might go off the rail at times, so strap in, guys. It's going to be a bumpy one. The chat's already lively, even though we're early tonight. Eric Douglas in the house. He said hi to me and not hi to you, Ian, so fuck you.
Nah, that's fine. I get that a lot.
Yeah, that's okay. Kind, he said he would be here, and he is in the chat. What's up, Kind? Thanks for stopping by. And Eric asked how we're doing. Other than the wrestling pissing me off, I'm doing pretty great. Ian, how are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, hey, work's going crazy, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm happy busy, so loving life. Going to be moving out of this apartment here in less than 20 days, which is kind of crazy. Have yet to start packing, but thank you for asking. There's a bug. By the way, there was a bug flying around. I don't know if you saw me. Electric fly swatter. If you don't have one of those, get one. They're fucking awesome.
I don't have an issue with flies. The only thing I have an issue with here in my place is stink bugs. They somehow get in, but I love when they go on your your screened-in porch and you could just flick them off.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the best.
Oh,
it's like, get fucked, bud. I just cussed, and we're 10 minutes into the show. So there goes our views on YouTube, Ian. We had a great episode last week. We had Brett Haskell on, the former MVM, who is also in the chats, and it was our most viewed episode in the past 2 months. So some are saying we should just maybe make Brett the full-time co-host. I don't know. I don't think we're saying that because we still love Tucky, right?
Yes, he's a busy man. Busy man.
He is very busy. He's a dad. He's coaching baseball, cross country, and helping out with his wife's volleyball team. So that's why you don't see Tuck anymore, guys. He's still a part of the podcast. We promise you that he will never be leaving the OTM boys. And Brett said you're on drugs early, so.
What do you mean? There are bugs everywhere. It's the fall. Like, whatever, man. They're all trying to hide from the cold.
Eric, I was going to get to that. My hat is the Wrestlepalooza hat. If you're following us on all the socials at Pod on the Mark, you might have already seen it because we posted out a YouTube short, and I sent it out on my socials. So, what happened?
I should have asked you to get me that hat. You know me. I like my hats. I should.
Yeah.
Darn it. That's one good thing that came from Wrestlepalooza. It's that hat.
The merch. I mean, this new T-shirt I got, AJ Lee. I was debating between her and Stephanie Valquer, but I already have a Stephanie Valquer tank top, and I don't have any AJ Lee merch. And she just returned, so it felt right,
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. It's a good pick.
So before we get into Wrestlepalooza, AEW All Out, we're not going to be previewing NXT No Mercy. That will be taken care of on the next main event mixer happening this Saturday. That will be live at 11 a.m. Eastern. It will be myself, one half of the NXT Night Shift, and also the other half, Jay Gold. We will be hosting, and we will be joined by DC Hendricks from the Wrestleholics podcast, and we will be joined by the podcast dad from the Wrestling Junkies. So quite the panel we got for Main Event Mixer episode 32. And if they wanted to check that out, Ian, where would they follow the Main Event Wrestling Network?
Well, you could go at mainevent_net over on the Twitter sphere. I know Twitter is everybody's favorite place to be. So if you would like to follow up for our updates with not just our podcast, but everybody else on the Main Event Wrestling Network, including those that are joining the mixer, you can go on over there, press the little bell icon, because then it sends you actually every single tweet. So if we ever change the time, like we did earlier today, you'll see it there.
Yeah, and then while you're at it, you're probably watching this on YouTube. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so hit that like button and subscribe, because once we reach 500, we will be, or I shouldn't say we, Ian will have to go live for 24 hours. I still don't know what you're going to do for that entire time.
I don't know, because at this point, I mean, I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be at this crib. Didn't think I'd be having a roommate by that point, so
might change things up a little.
Might change things up.
Well, maybe we'll get creative with a new giveaway. So if you want us to get on that ASAP, guys, we are only 27 subscribers away from 500. And I got to be honest with you guys, because I'm very transparent with our audience. Once you reach 500, you're allowed to start making commission. So if you like what we're doing here, that would help us out as well. And if you want to help out in other ways, we have some great merch available out there on the MarkWrestlingPodcast.com. We got hats. We got coffee mugs, we got beanies, T-shirts, you name it. Ian, it's starting to get a little chilly out. Or not maybe in Northwest Indiana or in Indianapolis, but it will soon. So we got some crew necks as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're here in Indiana. It could be 50 degrees tomorrow, 80 degrees the next day. So just buy all the merch, and then you're prepared for anything.
That's true. And you never know what you're going to get here in Indiana. That's for sure. But I do want to address this comment because Brett was a little off on it. Hold on, I got to do some scrolling. How much was this hat? This hat was, I believe, $35, which That's I think is about fair for a hat at the WWE shop. So in total, with the AJ Lee shirt, I bought a Wrestlepalooza shirt and this hat. It was only $115. Not a bad day, right?
It's not bad, but it could be better.
Yeah, and everybody's already jumping the gun and wants to talk wrestling. I get it, guys. You're excited. I am too. And we're going to talk a lot about wrestling. Trust me. There you go. Brett was doing it last night, the fast food simulator. How about that?
You know what is really funny? I started trying to play that game. That exact game. I know what he's talking about.
It was a blast watching him play, by the way.
Yeah, it is very fun. But yeah, I don't think I can play for 24 hours, brother.
There you go. Just stream yourself sleeping. Why not?
I don't want that. No, I don't. I think the people that do that, like the mainstream streamers, are actual psychopaths. Like I'm never doing that.
You know who's not a psychopath? Dirk Vogus, and he just wanted to wish us a good evening. Dirk, appreciate you as always stopping by. And Dirk, that's a great name.
Well, anybody named Dirk sounds like a stand-up individual.
What a name, right? Dirk Van Fleet.
You know what? We need to get Chris's dad on at some point, too. Spread the Dirk love.
Ooh.
Not a lot of Dirks out there. I'll talk to him. I got his acting figure.
We can have Dirkception going on. Get Dirk Vogus on the show, too.
To the point.
It might be very weird. But speaking of getting people on the show, you know this podcast. We don't typically do interviews. That's not our style. But next week, things change. And we're in big trouble because Big Trouble Ben Bishop, Mr. 304 himself, will be joining us next Thursday live at 7 p.m. Central before his matchup against the Indie God. I don't know if you've ever heard this name, Ian, Matt Cardona. So a pretty big match for a pretty big guy standing in at 6'12".
That's that Zack Ryder guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Kind of a big deal. So, I know you're excited for this one. Ben is a great guy.
Yeah, no, Ben, we met him very briefly, but we did meet him once, and thankfully we got this interview set up. He's been If you haven't heard of what he's been doing on Twitter, please check it out because it is hilarious. I mean, Tribal Keith is a piece of shit, so we'll ask Ben about him and what that situation is and what their relationship is. But
Man.
tune in next week because it's gonna be a fun interview.
It is going to be a blast. I don't know how long he's going to be here. And yeah, that's his gimmick. He's billed as 6'12".
Yeah,
it makes sense to me.
and it's true. Like, dude is up there.
Oh yeah, Dirk. There's a huge difference between 6'12" and 7 foot. 7 foot's like right here. 6'12's like right there.
Yeah,
Big difference.
big difference.
And that's a shoot, brother. All right, let's talk about it. Wrestlepalooza happened. It was the ESPN debut in Indianapolis. But let's set the table first. Let's talk about some positives because I was in attendance for it. But you saw my tweet. After these weekends, I always reflect on them. To me, it's not always about the wrestling itself, the shows. It's about the people you spend time with and get to interact with. And I just want to shout out Pluggo real quick from Between Two Beards and Love Wrestling because that man was one of 6 people to get media access. I unfortunately didn't get it, but I couldn't have thought of a better person to get that access for this event. And Pluggo and I got to spend some quality time on Saturday. We hit up the Superstore together. We even had a couple drinks. We stopped at Kilroy's. I got to give him the whole Kilroy's experience. Yeah. As you know, I ordered a Baltimore Zoo, which is rum, tequila, vodka, beer, orange juice, triple sec, and grenadine all in one drink. So
it can confirm it knocks you on your ass a little bit, just a little bit. A good kickstart to the night.
It will put some hair on your nuts for sure. But man, he got to cover that event. We got to spend some time together, like I said, and he got interviews with Stephanie Valkyr, Io Sky, the Usos. So please, guys, I'm telling you, you've probably seen him on my Twitter account itself, but show some love to Pluggo. He's a guy from Indiana just like us doing great things in a positive wrestling space, which we love. But once again, not everything was positive for this event. Ian, were you watching live by chance for Wrestlepalooza?
I'll be honest. What the fuck are they going to do to me? I mean, like, I ain't paying $30. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not paying $30. I'm glad I did not pay the $30. I did find a website that allowed me to not pay a single dime. Maybe my private security, but I do not care. Steal my identity. Do it.
They ain't going to do it because Stephanie McMahon was literally giving an ad read for a VPN and did a wink, wink, nudge, nudge when it goes to ESPN to use a VPN.
Wait, did that actually...
It happened. It's a thing. Stephanie knows that we don't want to pay the $30. She's like, hey, guys, you ever heard of a VPN?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm glad I'm not the only one with those thoughts. Like, listen, it's not even about the product. I'll pay. I paid for Peacock. I was doing that. It was $17. I even paid for the premium, so I didn't have any ads.
Yeah.
And it was worth it. I thought it was pretty worth it. I mean, there was shows on Peacock, but like ESPN Plus or whatever it is, Unlimited, you get like UFC, and I don't watch UFC. The UFC sucks right now. Sorry. I mean, there's not much more to ESPN Unlimited or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, I thought my brother had ESPN whatever, and I was going to be able to have access through that. He pays like $60 or something per year. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be it. No, he has to pay an additional $30. No.
Dude, it makes no sense because I have DirecTV in my family. I tried to log in, but if you're a DirecTV satellite customer, old school cable with the dish and everything, you don't get access to ESPN Unlimited until November because they haven't struck a deal with the satellite customers. So it's only if you're a streaming-only DirecTV customer do you get access to ESPN Unlimited. So like Brett said, to summarize this whole rush to getting to Wrestlepalooza, a thrown-together mess. And once again, Ian, we get it as business people. ESPN is a huge company. This is going to put a lot of eyes on it. And granted, the setup outside of Bankers Life Stadium, the atmosphere, the vibe was there. There was a lot of buzz and excitement going into it because I think Triple H and a lot of people towards the top of the company set the bar that high. They talked about it. He said, expect something you've never seen before, and then follows it up giving us the same shit we see every goddamn PLE. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, I don't have many talking points other than we have a new champ. That's it.
Well, we're going to break down the matches. Trust me. I'm just doing the grand scheme of things of Wrestlepalooza. You can't hype things up and not deliver. And I get it. Maybe they're playing it safe to just build on this and be like, hey, ESPN, see, we can do better. But that's a terrible business model.
Here's the thing. Like, we had this with Netflix. Remember, Netflix started the year. It was awesome. It was a huge moment. We're like, oh, my God, this is going to be amazing. Everybody's got Netflix. This is such a great move. Mm-hmm. And then TKO comes on the board and be like, hey, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Have you ever heard of this thing called ESPN, whatever? Why? I get it. So I take it more as like a spit in the face to... I mean, I haven't even been around wrestling for that long. Like, I mean, at this point, it's like 8 years or so, but still. In the grand scheme of things, that's not that long.
No.
But it feels like a spit in my face. It's like, it kind of reminds me of the WWE Network disappearing and then that mess afterwards when they were trying to transfer over everything. It felt like a mess then.
Yeah.
This feels like they have no direction of what to do other than, like, this is under the ESPN umbrella now.
It feels like there's a puppeteer, and that's TKO just pulling the strings. Like, oh, we want to do this, but we want to have this show here. Let's make up a dumb name like Wrestlepalooza and put it on ESPN.
And the worst part, in my mind, it's going to... I have a feeling it's going to become a lot more predictable because whoever's making the creative decisions, or it's going to be playing by the numbers, and it's not going to be those shock surprises. I mean, we had a shock surprise with one of our matches we'll talk about, but...
Sure.
It's not moving any numbers. No one cares. The older wrestling fans that have been watching the past 5 years since COVID, it's like, no one cares.
Right.
I agree with you. It wasn't an awful show, but it was
underwhelming.
A good show.
I think is the word I would use. Disappointing is another one. But once again, we're going to break down every single match here, guys. So we're going to get into things here at Wrestlepalooza. And I'm with Brett. I took a day to sleep on it, rewatched it, still was furious about a lot of things that happened, but I would agree one of the highlights, obviously, was that mixed tag. So I say we just get right into it. And let's start with that opener. And man, I have a lot of thoughts on this one, too. So I want you to share however you felt about this match.
I think there's one word to summarize it. Why? I get it. Again, this is that shocking moment I was just kind of talking about. It's like, yes, we had a shocking moment, but also... why? Apparently we have something with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. The only thing, I mean, it screams this is a TKO decision. They know, UFC fans know who Brock Lesnar is. Brock Lesnar is arguably a bigger name than John Cena when it comes to the more sports-based people. Sure. Arguably. I think
in combat sports, he's the bigger name, but the bigger star is John Cena.
Correct. And we've had a story with John Cena. Like, it's been making sense, kind of, a little bit. And kind of up to this point, I don't know. It doesn't make that much sense. We kind of just figured it was going to be a John Cena, like, feel-good moment to start off ESPN, and now it's Brock Lesnar beating John Cena, with John Cena having limited time left on his schedule. And now we know that it's supposed to be, like, AJ Styles is having a match with John Cena. That's one of those selected matches. So it's like, all right, we have, 2 dates left?
Well, you know what they're doing, Ian. So let me get into the things that just pissed me off about this. One, I agree with you. Brock Lesnar did not need to win this match. I see a lot of people saying, oh, Brock won this match because he's just going to elevate another talent like a Gunther or somebody like that can beat a Brock Lesnar. You didn't have to do it on behalf of John Cena. Like you said, John Cena had 5 dates left going into Wrestlepalooza. We all just want to cheer for John Cena. You shit the bed on the heel run. The heel turn itself worked. It was fantastic. But the run itself, complete dog shit. Another thrown together thing. So we want to get to the point now where we are just rooting for John Cena because John Cena, to his core, was Super Cena. Winning every match, kicking out, and people hated it at the time. But now that's all we want to see as fans. We want to enjoy and embrace John Cena in these last few dates. So you have John Cena come out with the kids. One of the best entrances you could do because John Cena has the most make-a-wishes in wrestling history. And then you're just going to make the kids cry. So that's what you're doing differently. Now WWE is not listening to your fans. You just want to make the kids cry and then kill the crowd afterwards because I'll tell you this. Being in that arena after Brock Lesnar demolished John Cena and then attacked him afterwards, complete silence. Killed the crowd. Nobody cared. And when Brock Lesnar's music hit, you get that initial pop, but afterwards, nobody's booing. Nobody's cheering. It's because nobody needs Brock Lesnar anymore in this current WWE. Ian, I understand the value Brock Lesnar brings to the business. Yeah, he is a star, and he's a believable monster. But with the talent they have now, They don't need it anymore. They don't need him to elevate their stories. And going back to what you said about AJ Styles, that match, that's the WWE saying, oops, we fucked up at Wrestlepalooza. Let me give you something you actually like so you shut up and forget about it.
And the worst part is there's going to be absolutely zero build-up to it. John Cena's not going to waste one of those appearances he's been talking about on a promo. Maybe the go-home show, maybe. But even then, it's like we're still in September. We have to spread out those 5 dates up until the end of the year, supposedly. I would imagine it's going to be the end of the year. It will be his last appearance. But yeah, it feels like a slap in the face, and it's a TKO decision that just keeps not doing well. And like you said, there was no reaction at all, and everyone's. I have a feeling like the bigwigs are like, oh man, they're so stunned they won't even boo. They don't even know what to do. No, we don't care.
We just don't care, exactly. Thank you.
This is dumb. Why are we doing this?
John Cena has 5 dates left. He is, I don't care, he's my GOAT, but he's definitely top 5 all time. I don't care what your opinion is watching this right now. You're telling me you're going to give us this, a squash match, in one of his final matches? Get the fuck out of here. That is a waste of money. I spent $250 to see John Cena for the final time in Indiana. And that's the shit you give me? I was there for the Royal Rumble. He lost the Royal Rumble. I was there for SummerSlam. He lost to Cody Rhodes. I was there at WrestlePalooza. He lost to Brock Lesnar. I'm not happy, Ian. This is not okay.
No,
I'm done.
It's a dumb decision. I mean, it seems like this is going to be leading to something with Paul Heyman.
Who cares?
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like, why did we have to be John Cena to do this? Why did he have to face John Cena to do this? I get it, and you want the biggest match that'll draw in the biggest general crowd
to take away from All Out.
It's yeah.
That's what they were trying to do, and I wish, in hindsight, that it wasn't on at the same time as All Out, because I would have rather been watching Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Page during this match.
Oof, can't wait to talk about that one.
We will talk about it, but let's get to the comments because we had a lot there to get off our chest. This match was the epitome of copy my homework and change it a little. Absolute awful attempt at copy of Brock versus Cena in 2014. Yes, it was an absolute stinker indeed.
Here's the difference. I know you're not trying to compare it. There's a huge difference there. Brock Lesnar was coming back from the UFC, and no one thought he'd ever come back to the WWE because he was shitting on the company.
He should have squashed him there.
Of the company. And he came back and did, honestly, the WWE a huge favor because the times that was in, they needed a Brock Lesnar to come back and do something about it because no one liked Cena at the time. This is completely flip-flopped. I get what you're saying. Yes, it's the same match type, but different circumstances.
For sure. And this is a hilarious comment. John Cena is for the kids, but he doesn't want them. That's for sure. Hey, not everybody wants kids.
Just
fair. Yeah, and Brett's right. Brett was next to me. We went together to Wrestlepalooza, and he said everyone knew halfway through the match what was going to happen, and people were just sitting with it. We literally were sitting on our phones just waiting for the match to end because here we go, F5. Let me stand around. F5. And do it again. Like, who cares, man?
Yeah. We thought it was going to be one of the normal Brock Lesnar matches where it's just finisher versus finisher. This was just F5 City.
Deflating, like I said earlier, and like Kyan is saying here. That's a great way to put the
not a great start
match.
to watch. Yeah. Why did we start with that, by the way? Just completely awful booking in general.
that I haven't even put 2 and 2 together.
Wait, but don't worry.
The first match they'll see.
Don't worry, the next match got everybody hyped up because the good guys won, right?
No, and that's another problem I had with the card structure. It's like, after that, at least give us a good moment. And sure, the Usos reuniting, getting that entrance was cool, but... And to pull up Kyan's comment before we move on, it's low-key disrespectful to Cena, too. Final few dates, and you fuck him over on his way out, and you have him squashed in 2025 by Brock, let alone who hasn't been in the company for 3 years now. I agree, Kyan. And granted, John Cena probably had some say on this. I'm sure.
I mean, he's going to do whatever's right for the company. Whatever the company asks him to do, he's going to do. I mean,
yeah,
simple as that.
And honestly, Brett, I would disagree. I think on paper that's a strong card. I know what you're saying about the match quality, but Drew versus Cody is a big main event. Those are 2 top guys.
On the card about maybe 2 years ago, yes, I would have believed that Drew could have won.
I mean, I thought with them putting Drew in the main event, there would be a chance. But once again, we will get to that. So after that, yeah, like you said, try to pick up the crowd with the Usos. Nope. The Vision, who needed this win, honestly. We were talking about it last week. We really wanted the Vision to pick up the victory here. You had LA Knight as the special guest referee, which made things clunky and awkward at times, but yeah, that's going to happen in these style of matches, Ian. I thought it was fine. I don't have anything negative to say about it, but I think the story is the dissension right now with Jey Uso trying to have this identity crisis.
Yeah, and this one kind of did feel like a throwback to the Usos. Like they played their hits as a tag team, and it felt like I was watching the OG Usos match type. But like, yeah, I mean, it was, yeah, like you said, it was okay. I liked it a little bit more. I thought this was one of the better matches
it was fun
on the card. Yeah, it was perfect. That's how you said it. Fun. I mean, I had a good time watching it, and then kind of knew what was going to happen. But yeah, the crowd didn't care.
I'll tell you what, after the show, when I went on the post-show, which, by the way, guys, I was on the post-show right behind Joe Tessitore. Look for Mr. OTM's hat, look for the Too Sweet, and look for the thumbs down, because that's all I was doing.
You met one of the hosts as well, by the way.
Sam Roberts.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did get to meet. Yeah, I got to meet Sam Roberts with Pluggo. We literally were walking to the Fan Fest right next to Banker's Life, and then Pluggo goes, "That's Sam Roberts." I go, "Yeah, it is.
That's not Sam.
I know a bald man when I see one." So we went up to him, and he was super nice.
Who was taller?
I'm taller than Sam Roberts. Wow. I'm not as short as you think. There's a lot of short people on TV, guys.
Short kings.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the photo, because I know I have a photo of him, and then we can find out for real.
I know, that was the one time I was like, damn, I wish I would have came downtown. But yeah, no, I was a little busy.
Okay, maybe it's kind of close, but the angle's kind of bad.
I was going to say, that's why
it's very close.
Ask.
Yeah, very close there.
By the way, Sam Roberts in that picture looks like a cardboard cutout. I just want to mention that. That is the most, like...
So I didn't know what to go for, because usually, like, in the meet and greets, I put the hand around the person, but it wasn't a meet and greet. It was just impromptu, so my hand's just awkwardly sitting there, too.
Yeah,
yeah, you just go with it. I should have been better than that, but nice running into Sam Roberts. Kind said it was dope seeing the Usos start with their old theme. I would agree. They were cooking back as a tag team, absolutely. Standard match, fun match to watch and see them, but nothing special. And I think that's a great way to summarize it. And not everything on the card needed to be special, and so I think it served its purpose.
Some of the matches needed to, though.
Yeah, for sure. Correct booking, though. The Vision needed this win over reunited Usos. Works well for the whole story. Absolutely. And then you have the LA Knight dynamic going forward as well. And I know it's very repetitive. That was a part of my rant on TikTok earlier, is seeing the same thing over and over again on Monday Night Raw. But hey, storyline progression. What are you going to do? The Vision gets a big win here. We move on, and we get to crown a new women's champion as La Primera. Stephanie Vaquer is the new women's champion over on Monday Night Raw. She defeated Io Sky in what probably, I'm not going to say probably, it was the best in-ring match of the night on the Wrestlepalooza card. Ian, when we went into this card, we said this probably was going to steal the show. I don't know if it stole the show, because there was another match we're going to talk about here in a couple minutes that I think over-delivered, but you talk about a clinic between two of the best in the business. That was a very strong women's match.
Yeah, in-ring based. I mean, that was fantastic. There's not much more to add to that. I mean, it was a really good match. I really wish this kind of would have started off the show just for wrestling fans, but I get it. You want to bring in all those ESPN fans, and they're not going to give a shit about women's wrestling. But I hope they care now, because that's the best. That's really fucking good wrestling, people. For those,
what did we literally say last week? Women's wrestling is carrying professional wrestling.
Yep,
it's true. Look at both companies right now. A lot of the buzz is surrounding the women, and we're going to get to it, but there's a new AEW women's champion, and there's a lot of conversation about it too, and I like that decision. But this decision I love. You know how I feel about Stephanie Vaquer. I think the sky's the limit with her. This is just the beginning. It was cool that her dad was there. And I don't think I think it actually helps that they made it a clean match, because a lot of people were speculating Asuka's involvement, but maybe wait a little bit on that turn, right?
Yeah, and another thing, too, is like the sign of respect between it. I mean, it wasn't like a passing of the torch, but it was more of a, yeah, you deserve to be here, to Stephanie McClure, who was like, kind of got thrown into the main event scene, and it was a sink or swim situation. Now she's got the title, which I have my worries of just keeping the general crowd interested in her and wanting to cheer her on. Like, her promo skills obviously are not there, because it's not.
Her English is getting stronger, though.
Her English is getting better, yeah, and the crowd right now is hot for her. So it's, I'm interested to see how they go with booking her. I mean, just keep her in the ring. Just have her be a defending champion. That's how you keep
fighting champion. Yep.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know. That's my only concern. But like, she's earned it. And I thought what Io did for her during that match and after the match was really cool.
Sign of respect, yeah.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
Yeah, you don't get that a lot in WWE where they just like literally have mutual respect for one another
ROH
after the
style.
match. Yeah, that's old school right there. And I love it because I've said it. This is 1 and 2. The 2 best female wrestlers on the planet. I'm not just saying WWE. I think they are the best in the entire world. So the fact that we got to see this in a title match is awesome. I'm so glad I got to see this and have that moment that I will always remember. But Kind says 100%. Match of the night was a phenomenal match between 2 of the best women in the game. Stephanie deserved it. Excited for the reign. Was expecting Io to win and Rhea to come out. Man, you got to keep Rhea away for a little bit, right? We don't need Rhea in the title scene all the time.
Yeah, and that was like the one thing I was happy about with Raw is like it seems like they're not going to be pushing Rhea versus Stephanie right away. Let it cook a little bit.
That's a Mania match.
Yeah, exactly. That probably is next year's Mania match. I don't know who has the title at that point, but like, oh well.
Hopefully Stephanie, because I think
it should be Stephanie.
Yeah, with her just defending it, like you said, being a fighting champion, just successfully retaining. That's how you build up a natural babyface that doesn't have strong promo work.
Work for Lyra.
Work for Lyra indeed. She is very over now and probably the best worker, one of the best workers in that women's division.
Yeah.
And Brett says, yeah, that's exactly which way they're going. So time will tell. Congrats to Stephanie Valquer. Let's move on over to the match that I think over-delivered the most on the Wrestlepalooza card. It was the return of AJ Lee, who hadn't stepped foot in the ring in 10 years. But, that one guy on TikTok commented that she actually rehearsed it in the ring, so she has stepped inside the ring.
No way.
I fucking hate you, Marks. You guys are so fucking stupid.
It's so crazy.
Like, how dumb can people be?
I don't know. And like it's crazy how good she looked. Like she's obviously hasn't worked out. Like she's been gone for so long. Like,
and I complimented her on how she looked in ring, and she said, she doesn't stack up to the current talent. You're comparing someone that was wrestling Eve Torres, Caitlyn, and Summer Rae, and that she was the best of that generation. So fuck right off with that.
Yeah. No, that I said it to you. I was like, it's almost kind of like saying the Undertaker is completely trash against today's talent. I mean, if you're going off like today's talent, like and how much wrestling has evolved, it has. And wrestlers have gotten a shit ton better
Much better.
Even the 2000s. Like, yeah, no shit. But also, they were generational.
Yes,
we've talked extensively about how good AJ Lee was for the product and just for WWE in general, and especially the women's division. She is arguably the true women's evolution in wrestling. But yeah, I already talked about that before. But yeah,
fair enough.
Up,
and
Marks.
I think it's pretty cool too for these 4 specifically, because you have to imagine that backstage after this match, you're like, all right, guys, that was pretty fun. Like, imagine getting to work a match on television with your wife.
But they hate each other, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I wasn't supposed to peel back the curtain too much, but yeah, it's very tough to do mixed tag matches. There's a lot that goes into it. The referee has to be on top of things. Jessica Carr was not, but that was probably the story they wanted to tell in that match. So if that is the case, good job, Jessica Carr. You did very well at not understanding what was going on during this match, because it was hard to keep up with at times. But like I said, Ian, that's going to happen in this style. Right team gets the win. AJ Lee, they held off that moment. They held off that hot tag. And it's this thing that WWE does very well when somebody is making their return, because they know we want to see it. And they waited. We get the moment. Sure, her working punches look like Shane McMahon's punches. Well, who cares? Because she told a perfect story in that match. And I think everybody shined, too, throughout this entirety of this match.
And it was a perfect finish, too. We guessed it. We said it was going to be AJ pinning Becky, because you still kind of have something to get out of Punk versus Seth, and you could have some blow-off in other ways. Or they just never have a blow-off match. But, yeah, having AJ tap out Becky was perfect. And now that sets up, I mean, you have the Intercontinental title. You got a lot of stuff to do there. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like what Kine's saying. AJ's 100% taking that title off Becky, too. It's going to be so fucking good when she gets gold. And here's another thing, and I know it is a generic thing to say. I know it's something that Bully Ray always says, and people hate Bully Ray, but he's right. Listen to that crowd during this match. And you try to tell me that people don't care about AJ Lee.
Correct.
They were behind her and CM Punk, and seeing like just the natural joy on Punk's face while working this. This was all about AJ Lee, and that's why I think they had this match. This is what, the pitch for AJ Lee. They're like, hey, it's time to come back home. What if we give you this to start? and then we can put you into a program with one of the best in the business right now, Becky Lynch. Which was another thing I saw on our TikTok. People were saying, like, wow, she even made Becky Lynch look good.
Becky's one of the greatest of all time.
These people that just became new fans should not have wrestling opinions. If you haven't put in 10 plus years, sit this one out politely.
Dumb. But yeah, no, I will say, this will be another thing I bring up before we move on to AEW talk, but like, another thing with, I'll throw more negativity out there. It's one of those episodes. Now we're moving straight into, thank you. You know, actually, Jericho, what the fuck are you doing, huh? You haven't said anything online. Like, you have an interview with Chris Bay, which I did listen to. It was a pretty good interview.
Oh,
but
nice.
You know what? Fuck you, Jericho.
Wow. Okay.
Even though I like Fozzy, you make some good music.
He's coming back to WWE, so get excited.
So what I was talking about was Monday Night Raw. We're moving on to Seth versus Cody Rhodes for the Saudi title.
The ring.
Yep.
Yeah. It's happening. It's pointless. It literally is. So a lot of people are like, are they unifying the titles? I'm like, guys,
No.
This is Crown Jewel. This is what they do every time for Crown
correct.
Jewel. It doesn't mean they're unifying
Champ
the
versus
title.
champ. I wish we had, what was it? Oh my gosh. Clash of Champions? Yeah. Bring that back. Just do that.
Well, this show's not even in Saudi. This show's in Perth. This is Crown Jewel Perth.
Oh, that's right. I did know that.
Yeah. So we don't have anything negative to say about the Australians.
Well, I mean, we could.
They're down under. It's like a French kiss, but down under. That's from Hall Pass. You ever seen that movie?
I have not, no.
Oh, dude. there it is. Who cares about Perth? I knew he was going to say that. Yeah, we get to wake up at 7 a.m. to watch that show.
Yeah. I didn't even know Australia still exists.
I would say, though, that this mixed tag was probably the second best match of the night. Would you agree?
I mean, I personally
Could be your favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of personally liked Usos and Vision just from the fun aspect of it.
Sure.
But yeah,
Car crash.
Car crash. The show needed one of those kind of matches. Probably the third favorite, but it's not taking anything away from the match. I thought it was good. I didn't obviously look away from it at all. I thought the spotlight being on AJ Lee was perfect because she's earned it. She's earned to do it, and she lived up to the expectations. So, yeah.
I think she exceeded them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm very excited to see what her and Becky are going to do for a solo feud. But, man, so let's set the table once again. Wrestlepalooza, you're discussing the main event. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar was heavily rumored for the longest time being the main event. Obviously, something changed because in the main event, it was Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed title. I was under the assumption, like, if you are going to put this in the main event spot, some big shit's got to be going down. Either post-match, there's going to be a return, somebody's going to interfere, or maybe, hell, Drew McIntyre's going to win the title. But no, Ian, we were told, Ian, to expect something different. But we got the same exact thing we've been getting with Drew McIntyre for the last 5 years. You put Drew into a title match, he loses, it was an underwhelming main event, Cody retains, LOL, move on.
You know what's kind of crazy? I haven't watched this match yet. I don't care.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I after the AJ.
Wow, look at this take. I think, Brett, you were just tired at that point because you did get a little quiet during the main event.
For the listeners, Brett said I could be in the minority, but this match is one of the worst ones I've seen in a long time, which is good to know for my sake because obviously it didn't matter at all. This match didn't matter in the grand scheme of things because we have Cody going for the unified thing in Perth, so obviously this match didn't mean shit. This is one of those matches that it started like doing their little hype up build to it, and I was thinking, I'm like, what big thing could they be doing here? They're not going to put the title on Drew.
People were bringing up The Rock again, Ian. I don't know why the marks on the internet. I kind of was one of them. I kind of poked the bear last week.
Yeah, you would have pissed
But
yourself.
I'm not the one that was speaking it into existence like it was going to happen. But you can understand why fans thought that. Because why else would you put Cody and Drew in the main event when you have Brock Cena and AJ Lee's first match back?
It's just to have Cody in the main event for ESPN. That's it.
Cody, I love you. You follow me on X, but you didn't need to be in the main event there. And I know it's not your decision. I'm just letting you know. I'm glad you retained, but we don't need to discuss this match any further. We will move on from the Wrestlepalooza of it all. And actually, before that, we got Taker who just announced Stephanie in the Hall of Fame, which congrats to Stephanie McMahon, definitely deserved, but
No shit.
random as fuck. Like, what?
Yeah, I saw some pictures of Undertaker putting Steph in the crucifix when that happened on live television, and I'm like, who would have thought this would have been the guy doing this announcement? It was weird.
He's just
I
doing
kinda-
random side quests now.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought that Stephanie was already in the Hall of Fame in some aspects, but like apparently not. But yeah, yeah.
It was a cool
Yay.
moment for her. Yeah, a lot of the crowd seemed to like it, but man, what a buzzkill Undertaker is now. When the gong hits, you're just like, all right, what dumb corporate shit is he going to do now? Because the last time we saw him, it was in NXT. He chokeslammed Trick Williams, who was the TNA champion, and then just left.
Yeah,
that was
there
it.
wasn't much about that one.
There wasn't a follow-up after that. He just chokeslammed Trick Williams. No, that was it. Does this mean we get VKM at the Hall of Fame? No, there's no chance he's showing up on WWE television, right? You can't...
Are they making the decisions anymore, or?
I guess you're right. I mean, Nick Khan, I feel like, wouldn't want to do that. But then again, they brought back Brock Lesnar, and I'm not saying Brock Lesnar is guilty, people. Calm down.
Yeah, I don't care about all that stuff with Brock Lesnar. But like, yeah, I mean, it's not out of the realm of expectations.
Here comes the money. Billionaires are all in it together. Yeah, just like our government is all in it together. But we won't go down that rabbit hole.
You know what? Now that you say,
You know what? Fuck the last half hour of the show. Let's talk politics. The Politics Corner with OTM. No, we're going to move on to a better show. A show that actually brought me some happiness. And that was AEW All Out. We say it all the time. AEW is really good at putting on a good pay-per-view. Another good pay-per-view. I'm not going to sit here and say it was great. It was just good, people. So let's calm down. I know you're comparing it to Wrestlepalooza, so it makes All Out look a lot better, but All Out was just a good show. But nonetheless, it started hot because this was the marquee. This was the selling point for All Out. Christian and Adam Copeland reuniting after almost 20 years, I believe, of not teaming together. And this was perfectly executed, I thought. It was nothing extravagant. There wasn't really any high-risk maneuvers in this match, but it was storytelling at its finest, Ian, because this is the old, wily veteran tag team going up against one of the best tag teams in the modern era. And we got a really strong match with the right team going over, I would say, in this. And we had a really surprising return, too, during it, if you want to touch on that.
yeah, honestly, this might be shocking to you. This was, I think I did tell you this. This was probably one of my favorite matches of the night, and that's crazy to say because like it's not the AEW style. It's more pace.
It was WWE style match, yeah.
And it was really cool. Just like on paper, you have FTR versus Cope and Christian, and it's like, God, the history between that. And they did try to tell that story. And Cope and Christian were throwing out all the shout outs to old tag
Playing
teams.
the hits.
Threw a little John Cena mention out there.
You
Like,
can't see me, man. That got me in the feels, dude.
we need more of that. Fuck tribalism. That was awesome. No one cares. Whoever's complaining about that, go fuck yourself.
I don't think anybody's complaining about
Oh, you'd be shocked.
that. What can you be complaining about that?
They're giving Wrestlepalooza more of a shout out. Yeah. Thank you, Jericho. You know what, Jericho? Great choice of words there. This was awesome. And then you had Beth Phoenix come out and looks fucking fantastic still. She has had like 3 or 4 children and still is that jacked.
You think she's going to work? You think she's actually going to do some programs?
Well, so here's the issue. I was going to bring that up. I mean, we're going to talk about it right now, I guess, because we had with Dynamite, which is probably the biggest thing from that Dynamite. We heard after the match, it was Christian and Cope talking backstage, and Cope obviously very like frustrated with everything that happened. If you didn't see, after the match, Beth got hit by one of the moves that FTR does, and
So the jumping pile driver. I don't know. what it's called.
yeah. I mean, it was a good spot. It was an awesome spot. Cope was handcuffed to the ropes and had to watch. And after on Dynamite, we saw the backstage footage, and Cope just basically said, "I'm out. I can't do this anymore. It's involving my family." I think that is awesome.
Focus on his family. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I hear people saying like,
Oh, like what Brett's saying right here?
I don't think that's gonna. I would
Never
love for
say
that to
never. Yeah, I know. Never say never, but I agree
no.
with you. It's not going to happen.
There's no fucking shot. Like, especially after all the counter programming, they're not going to just be like, yeah, you could have Cope for.
Unless WWE is like, hey, I'll give you $5 million.
I'll give you a lot of money.
I will give you $5 million for a retirement match. And then again, what's $5 million to Tony Khan? $5?
Yeah, exactly. Well, 5 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean...
He's doing a TV show, like the boys are saying. It's called Percy Jackson, apparently.
Yeah, he was in an earlier Percy Jackson movie or show, whatever it was.
Gotcha.
So he's done work with that production. But anyway, it kind of sucks.
I like this comment by Kind. Sorry to cut you off. Fuck the revival.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that was an awesome moment. Hopefully... we could come back to this pretty soon, and hopefully this doesn't mean Christian's out for a little while as well, because I think what Christian is doing right now he's a face now, and everybody's starting to love him again, and he's starting to add a little bit more of a twinge to his character. And again, probably the greatest run of his life. I don't want him to be sidelined because Copeland is sidelined. So
I love that take by you. I've been seeing it online, and I agree. I think this is the best version of Christian Cage that we have ever seen, and it is wild to say that because...
It's crazy.
Hey Siri, how old is Christian Cage? 51 years old.
Right. I just nailed that.
51, and he's at the top of his game. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome
it's
start
been very
too.
fun. Very fun. Yeah, great start to the show.
And man, if we could just get John Cena versus Adam Copeland, aka Edge, Tony, please, come on, give it to us.
I don't know. If
It ain't gonna happen. I know. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm not a stupid idiot.
Awesome. Stupid idiot. I didn't have it. I don't have it.
It's okay. Hey, you know what I was right about? Mm-hmm. This one right here. Mark Briscoe got a big win in the thumbtacks and tables match over MJF, which I'm going to be real with you, Ian. Didn't care for the match. It's not for me. That stipulation didn't do it for me. It's just not my cup of tea. I love the winner, but I really can't add anything positive other than I like Mark Briscoe winning because MJF really does not need to win every match, guys. If anything, he should be losing more than he's winning.
Correct, and he lost some title in Mexico the night before. I don't know which one it was.
Wow, we really know our shit here.
I don't fucking know.
Some title in Mexico.
Yeah, go watch that one. But anyway, yeah, I like the decision. I didn't think they were actually going to pull the trigger on it because MJF is still MJF at the end of the day. But I think what they've been doing recently, and I mean over this year with Mark Briscoe has been awesome, and they're kind of striking gold with a guy that's earned it over his career. And he's still stuck with wrestling after all the crazy shit that has happened to him, obviously with his brother. So it's not even just like a feel-good, like, oh, yeah, here you go, have the ball. It's like the guy's earning it.
He earned it, yeah.
And these hardcore matches, I know it's not for everybody, but like he's putting his own body through all this shit, and he has like fucking 15 children. Like he doesn't need to be doing this at this age anymore, but he's still doing it very well. I don't hate hardcore matches. I don't love hardcore matches. I just kind of treat them as this. It's a different way of storytelling in the pro wrestling ring. And I think this feud is one of those feuds that like you needed something like this just to cap off the kind of feud they've been having. MJF was about to light Mark Briscoe on fire, so it's kind of deserving. And you have MJF now going to go away for a little bit, apparently. Not sure how long. Could be another film.
He is their Roman Reigns. He just comes for a couple programs and then leaves, which is fine. You need guys like that.
Yeah, and like the MJF stuff can get overplayed, so having those breaks that are built in are pretty nice. So, and now you have Mark Briscoe, who's if you threw him into the main
he's a made man.
Scene, yeah. That dude's legit now.
He beat the longest reigning AEW champion of all time.
Correct. And
that is the biggest win you can get in the company today.
Clean by the match stipulation. So it's like it's not like he kicked him in the nuts or anything. Like it was an all-out fight, and Mark Briscoe won.
Hey, WWE, take notes. Feel good moment. Give it to us. It doesn't hurt.
Low-hanging fruit. Might as well pick
It's right there. You can just do it. Hey, John Cena, go over on Brock Lesnar. It's on your retirement tour. No, fuck you, guys. You bought those shirts? Oh, fuck you. Here, we're going to make your kid cry.
Highlighters?
Hey, I was not buying one of those.
I hated those shirts so much. It was so bad on...
So, let's show it close up. So, this is, I mean, not bad hat. You know, they got the wheel on it and whatnot. It says Wrestlepalooza on the back. The other one was more Pacers. It had a gold brim and like a navy top. So, Pluggo got the Pacers looking one. I got this. And I forgot to mention, we went into the Indiana Fever shop because it's obviously right next to Gamebridge. And I almost bought a Caitlin Clark shirt, but I didn't want to carry it into the event. But it was cool just to see the fever excitement because, they're kind of big in Indiana right now.
I'm telling you.
They're in the semifinals, aren't they?
Pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, 100% the right move. MJF losing doesn't really affect him at all, but I do think it boosts Mark a little bit more, and he's definitely deserving of this. Absolutely. They'll make you feel good when El Grande beats Cena at Saturday Night's Main Event. I like the El Grande Americano stuff. I know a lot of people don't like it, but stop taking wrestling so seriously.
Yeah,
Eric, Mr. Cincinnati, you're one of them. Calm down, buddy. It's not that serious.
At first, I kind of hated it, but once I started bringing El Grandes into it, I'm like, okay, I get it. They weren't trying to make it serious, like giving Chad Gable the kick in the butt. Well, actually, we know who the other El Grandes are, right?
It's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I saw the side profile of Pete Dunne. I'm like, oh, okay.
And Tyler Bates' body. Like, Tyler Bates' a very small dude, but a wide dude. Like, he's just built. Shout out to Sol Ruca. He's dating her, and I'm very, very jealous of him. Give me more Grande Americano. See, the people love Grande Americano. He's the greatest luchador in the history of luchadors.
It's entertaining.
Ole!
Yeah.
It's better than, what was their tag team? It was Primo and Epico. Was it Los Matadores, I think? And they came out with El Torito. That's right. The little guy. Yeah.
WLC match.
So, this is a perfect example, guys that are watching this and gals right now. If you're complaining about today's WWE, that's what we were talking about 10 years ago in WWE.
Shit, you could even go back to No Way Jose. That was a hot thing at the time.
That was actually good, though. Brodus Clay was bad. That's another bad thing. Adam Rose,
the Rosebuds.
Guys, you can have a little bit of comedy, and sometimes it's good. The Los Americanos, like Heinz said, there it is. There's their name. More AEW All Out talk. I don't want to talk about the match itself. This is something that we actually talked about off the record. I'm not loving the Hurt Syndicate right now because, and give me time, let me explain myself to the audience. The Hurt Syndicate at one point, and this was literally, I think, 4 months ago, in my opinion, was the best thing on AEW television. When they incorporated MJF in their stories, they were the hottest act in AEW, other than maybe Hangman Page. Now they're a joke. They lose the titles to Brodito. That's fine. I get it. But we're in a 6-man tag here against a new faction and demand. We really don't know much about anybody other than Ricochet. Those other two guys were just kind of hopping from faction to faction for the longest time. And here they are in a brand new faction. I get it. You want to create a new team. But this was the best team you had in your tag team division. And now it looks like you're already giving up on them. We wanted to see the Hurt Business in WWE. It didn't work out there. I wanted to see the real Hurt Business / Syndicate in the AEW. And I fear, Ian, that them losing this match, and granted, I know MVP took the pinfall, it's going to harm them in the long run. I don't take them as seriously anymore. This team hurts people. They just lost to the fucking demand.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it back your way. MVP did lose the match, and he lost it pretty single-handedly. It wasn't just he got pinned. It wasn't he was the one that got rolled up. It was the way I saw it was more kind of like a sports side of it. It was the demand literally took care of Bobby and Shelton and took them out of the match and forced MVP to try to defend himself. And the commentary was talking about it. They were like, MVP's not in his element anymore. Like, he's not in his prime anymore.
No, he's a manager now.
He's a manager now. Yeah, and that's the one thing I'm like, okay, I'm glad they did that. I do agree with you. It's like, yeah, the Hurt Syndicate losing sucks. I don't think they're going to break up at any point here soon. I think.
But why else would you have MVP lose if you're not hinting towards a breakup? They're probably going to question their leader now, aren't they?
Slow burn. It doesn't have to be right away. You just had the breakup of MJF. You just shot him off into space, which I was kind of upset about that.
I was going to say, why'd they pull the trigger so soon on that? They had more legs. It's like when Adam Cole and MJF were doing their thing. I thought that ended too soon, but that was injury caused.
Yeah, they had I think it's just a matter of Tony has these pre-made plans, and sometimes it works when he doesn't really expect it to work. I think the MVP with Hurt Syndicate, he probably thought that everyone was overthinking it, saying like, oh, MVP's obviously going to turn right away. So no one bought into it right away. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that. But
is this his finisher?
Ricochet's clothesline is the Spirit Gun. It's kind of like it's got the opponent on his knees. It's kind of like a Will Ospreay thing from the corner. Sprints at him, throws his whole body at him. I get it. Yeah, it doesn't look as good as it could, but I don't hate it.
Just do the top rope stuff. That's what you're good at.
Yeah, and I do like this Demand faction. I think it's got some legs to it. I do agree it was a little bit too early. I wish they would have kind of almost built them a little bit more against a little bit lesser known teams. But again,
correct.
What are you going to do with Hurt Syndicate at the same time? But yeah.
They should be hurting people, and they're losing the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind said, yeah, Ian got it spot on. They got the weak link, which is kind of why it doesn't make it as bad. But for them losing, but focus on the old man. I hope they let the story unfold and let it cook. And this is another thing. Bobby Lashley is an older gentleman. He doesn't have many years left in this industry. He could be a main event world champion in that company tomorrow, and they are not treating him as such.
He's getting his singles matches. If it's more of I want to see dream matches, he's getting them. They're not necessarily dream matches, but they're trying to go out and find him.
I think he needs a singles push.
I don't think AEW fans are going to love a Bobby Lashley singles push. A Shelton Benjamin
That'd
singles push.
That'd be a great heel idea then.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it came to they broke up and it was Shelton versus Bobby, Shelton would be a mega babyface because Shelton's one of those guys that we classify him. I classify him at least in that Dolph Ziggler conversation where it's like he's one of the most underrated of all time.
Fair.
He's so fucking good, and he never got the spotlight, but he was always the right-hand man to take a pin. And that was kind of my worry when Shelton first got brought in. I loved when he got brought in. They basically told him, go do what you do best, and he was getting the crowd with him, and everybody was loving it. And then Bobby came in, and they tried to give the spotlight to Bobby over Shelton, and the crowd wasn't accepting it. So I see what you mean. Yes, I do agree that Bobby could be pretty big in AEW as a singles, but as long as Shelton's around him, that ain't happening.
Yeah, fair enough. That actually makes a lot of sense because you're right. The AEW fans seem to really gravitate more towards Shelton Benjamin because they realize how underutilized he really was.
He's awesome.
Across the pond in the WWE. But let's move on. This match itself, man, was probably the biggest surprise for me. And granted, I know how good Okada and Takeshita are, but I don't know much about Dorada, and he really stood out for me in this match. He really put himself on the map.
This kid is like 23 years old.
Wait, he's that young?
He's younger than me, I'm pretty sure. I saw he was 23.
Sign him.
Well, he's not. He's with CMLL. But yes, if that does come up, it worked for Bandito. Oh my God.
Dude, Bandito was, I think, 15th in the PWI. I know those don't mean
Which is
a
awesome.
lot, but that's huge.
He's earned it. Like
he's higher than CM Punk.
He's had a hell of a year. But yeah, this match was. We kind of knew what we get.
So good.
Anything revolving around these kind of titles, when it's a three-way, especially with Takeshita or Okada, the fact you had them both in there, start planting that seed of Takeshita versus Okada, which I love. I see your face. Talk.
So I love that idea of Okada versus Takeshita, but I don't love them being in the same match while being in the same faction.
Well, I think that's the whole point of it. They're starting that feud, and they kind of got to this. They got to this point. You did miss Dynamite from before,
I've missed a lot of AEW.
Yeah, they were planting the seed because when Takeshita earned his shot, Okada was immediately like, "Wait, whoa, what is this dynamic here?" And they had a face off in the ring, so it made sense going into it. I think you would have loved this match if you kind of watched Dynamite before. So.
Yeah, I'll be watching more AEW live. I watched live this Wednesday before I hopped on with Mike, which, by the way, by the time this is out and on the audio forms, I was on Mouthing Off with Mike. We talked about the John Cena Farewell Tour and my experience at Wrestlepalooza. So if you want to hear my love for John Cena and hear me bitch some more about Wrestlepalooza, go check out Mouthing Off with Mike, a great dude doing some great content over there. So if you just search that on X, you'll definitely find him. But other than that, Ian, the only really thing I wanted to highlight was that this was probably my second favorite match of the night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is my second. Yeah, probably second favorite. Second or third. One of those two.
We're going to skip over Rio and Mercedes. How does that sound?
Yeah. Okay match. It was a good match. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I'll say that. I'm not a huge Rio fan.
Did you notice the crowd did not give a shit about Rio?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's about time. I never understood why crowds cared about her.
It's a Canadian crowd. Americans love Japanese women's wrestling.
I'm sorry. It sounds mean, and I know this is a big debate online and an argument online, but Riho is not believable to me.
No.
It's not a character I can buy into. I'm sorry, that's no disrespect. She's super talented. She could put on good matches with people, a la this match with Mercedes. But man,
It's a good match, yeah.
why should I care about her? You know?
No, especially when you have zero build in it, where it's just like, oh, Mercedes is gonna face Rio at All Out. It's like, okay, but she's going to lose. We already know that. Rio gets thrown in these spots all the time, where it's like, oh, some title needs a match. Throw Rio in there.
You want to hear how bad the build was too? I listened to somebody's All Out review. He's a newer AEW fan. He started watching and going to shows about 6 months ago. He had no clue who Rio was. And that's probably because AEW didn't tell him anything about Rio going into the match. That is your very first AEW Women's Champion right there.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you how poor of a build it was to that match specifically. So we don't need to touch on that. We out here, the Great Brown Hopes in the chat. Hey, buddy, you're a little late. We're an hour in. Where you been? Working? Probably.
No, he was on my time schedule. He thought it was at this time too.
Thank you, Jay Gold.
She's in ring. She's better than you would expect. Like
That's what like Brett said. She's small and does cool moves.
Yeah, correct. That's it. That's pretty much it. But
Well, there's a lot of those people. I can go do that. Hey, you're the one that said you wanted me to step into the ring.
well, okay, but right now, I mean, you're not.
I'll hit a Rana. I can hit a Rana right now.
Gonna hit a code red too.
Can I hit a Rana on you? You're gonna have to tuck and roll.
Yeah, I could pick you up like that. Yeah. I don't want your.
I think
crotch
you
in my
definitely could pick
mouth.
me up. I'm a very light man now. A couple months ago, it might have been more. It might have been more difficult, but now
True.
you can do
Hey,
it.
I was under 200 before this podcast. After that donut, I'm probably.
Let's
over 200.
fucking go! Hey, Ian is under 200 people. Let's hear it for him. I wish we had some applause, but we don't.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
We don't have that.
We don't have fun. Yeah, I'll get on my knee really quick and have you jump up off my knee and there we go.
Yeah,
I'm not that much
at least our audience is agreeing with us. They don't understand the hype with Rio.
Yeah.
Great Brown Hub says, this is one of the times where AEW fans have to hold their ground and defend Rio, because if they don't, it goes back all on AEW's women's division is better than the Feds talk. I don't even think that really matters.
No, that's Rio's.
That's
not
just the
around
tribalistic
women's
fans that care.
Yeah,
We don't
that-
care about that stuff.
No, I don't give a shit.
But I know the Great Brown Hope stands on the WWE side of the fence, and I know Charlie Butters of IW Guide stands on the AEW side. So we do have some tribalists here at the network. I know we say we don't, but we do. They won't admit it, but hey, let's talk about this, because I loved the latter of this graphic. Pac returns to assist Jon Moxley in defeating Darby Allin in this coffin match. So now Jon Moxley is 5-0 against Darby Allin. My only thing is, one, you already know I didn't like the match, because I don't like stabbing, I don't like blood, it's not my thing. Two, I don't like the winner. Jon Moxley doesn't need to keep winning matches, guys. He was just the champion for how long? Like, he could come back down to reality at some point. When is Darby Allin ever going to get that defining win against Jon Moxley is my question to you, Ian.
I'm going to throw a question back at you. So if Darby picks up the win, obviously Mox's group has kind of been on the downfall a little bit. Obviously with a Pac return, it's like it's mitigated now. But if Darby picks up a win there, do you take the Death Riders as less serious?
No, not at all.
That's fair. Okay.
I think that's the story that they were trying to tell, was Darby overcoming the Death Riders in his style of match, a coffin match.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you bring back Pac. I get it. Pac was in Blackpool Combat Club, right, at the time. I don't know if he's Death Rider.
He was
affiliate.
Death Rider as well.
Oh, okay. But he looks weird, for one.
That was a weird visual.
Well, I mean, he's one of my favorites in AEW, as you know,
Yeah.
so I'm excited for him to get back. I just think the wrong person won in this match. That's my only real complaint.
I don't hate it, mainly because the story's far from over. It
Sure.
feels like so.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I like how this is kind of the setup to what this feud's going to be. I mean, where are you going to throw Darby if Darby just beats Mox? Where do you go with the story at that point? Then it would have to be kind of a one-off. But obviously, after Dynamite, we're not done with the Death Riders versus Darby. And now we got Chris Statlander as well in there. So yeah, I like what they're doing with it. Oh, God.
The only side I stand on is
don't
fuck
get
Rey Mysterio side. Hey, that clip that I have on TikTok's doing great numbers, by the way, where Stephanie was like, how can anybody hate Rey Mysterio? and then, hold on, let's just play it for the viewers, because why not? We're past the 1 hour mark, right?
Yeah, we are.
Wait, you haven't seen this clip?
No.
Oh, you're going to love it.
I don't
Hold
have
on.
TikTok.
Yeah, everybody loves Rey Mysterio.
So, fuck Rey Mysterio first off.
And she goes, everybody loved Rey Mysterio. They go, fuck Rey Mysterio first off. That's the great brown hope for you. He ain't
There's
changing.
literally zero leg to why you would hate that man. I don't get it.
No, there is. He's got his reasonings. Trust me. I love this comment, by the way, because I love poking fun at Butters since he pokes fun at me. So he said Butters knows nothing about wrestling. And Jay Gold's right, and this isn't even debatable, Ian. NXT has the best women's division.
Hard to argue. Well, I can't really say anything. I don't watch NXT. So
Jay Gold, speaking facts, NXT is the best women's division. Kind's in agreement, too. Wyatt's in agreement. I hear Wyatt.
Yeah, he's been whining for a while now.
He was doing that while I was trying to sleep on your couch, or I should say pass out on your couch.
That's when he wants to go outside. But no, I will say this. The women's division NXT carries that company the most out of any other company. Well, main roster.
No, I would say NXT for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because there's not much main event talent in the men's division. No. But I agree with Jay Gold on this take as well. He said Mox has an overstayed gimmick. He needs a refresh, maybe a vacation. Definitely a vacation. That's something we keep saying. Like, when Moxley loses the title, we're like, all right, now Moxley has this new pay-per-view match. He should lose and go on vacation. No.
This dude's a trooper.
Do you enjoy seeing people stab other people? Is that something that tickles your fancy in wrestling? It's not. I'm not bashing you if you do.
No, I mean I don't hate it. There are definitely some moments where I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I'll bring it back to with Spike or whatever it was, and that got stuck in my. I know that was kind of a freak accident that happened,
right.
but
yeah, that was different.
Holy shit! Like, when stuff like that happens, that's insane. But like when it's the weird stuff where it's like through the ears and stuff, like, don't do that.
I don't need to see it. It's gross. It's on
doesn't.
TV, and why?
My main issue with that is like it doesn't. I mean, it hurts like a motherfucker, but also it's like you're not. That's not going to help you pin them.
Well, also my question is just why?
For the blood. And for the love of the sport.
For the sickos, bro! For the sickos! Fuck tribalism. That's all I got to say. Yeah. I do want to say that I would like to change my opinion on this match to this. Because I agree with what you were saying, that to build up to Darby's time, but it shouldn't have been a coffin match because that is Darby's specialty. Yeah. That's like Undertaker going into Hell in the Cell and losing. You don't see that.
Yeah.
Butters doesn't even know anything about butter. He might not. Some people are asking.
What's to know about butter? I'm confused.
I don't know. I like butter. It's delicious. It adds value to meals.
Yeah, that's true.
Jay Gold, there is only one way out of the Death Riders, and it's a date with death.
I love that comment. No one's dead yet. Well, that's a good point.
Because we bleed for the Blackpool Combat Club, even though they're not that anymore. They used to be a running gimmick on this show. You remember those days?
That is true. Yeah, that was fun.
Good times.
Yeah, you came out with fake blood one time.
That was real blood.
Oh, sorry. You died. You died that night.
I did.
You survived.
Brick killed a guy.
He did?
I do think it was an awesome match, though. I love these brutal matches. Both men put it all out there. Really enjoyable person, and that's fine. Like I said, to each their own. It just doesn't get me off in the wrestling sense. So, whatever. Wrong person won. We move on. This, though, the shocker of the weekend. Now, granted, we were speculating and talking about the potential of a new women's champion because Tony did allude to it in her promo on Dynamite before this show. She kind of hinted towards, like, hey, this might be the time where I lose the title. We were thinking maybe it's Jamie Hayter, but no. Chris Statlander shocks the world and wins this Fatal 4-Way to become the new AEW Women's Champion. How you feeling about this one, Ian? I know you're a big stat guy over there.
I will say this. At the time when she won the title, I was asking myself, first of all, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, this is awesome. Good moment. Tony gave an awesome reaction to it. It wasn't a, oh, fuck, you just beat me. I hate you now. It was more of a sweet.
Like with Io and Stephanie. Like, yeah, finally, somebody beat me.
That was a good job, yeah. And, I mean, we talked about it for such a long time. Like, for the past 2 years, it was like, who can overcome Tony? Mariah shocked us when she beat Tony. I think we were kind of like expecting it a little bit, but also at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, like that's a shocker. But
right,
yeah. I even threw out the name Tekla of doing a surprise.
You did.
Never even thought of Chris.
We didn't mention Chris Statlander once when we were talking about the surprises.
No, and I think this was an awesome decision, especially after last night on Dynamite. you have that lingering thing. You have Harley Cameron by her side, who's I love this conversation because we're kind of differing on where it could go, which I think that's how wrestling should be. We have differing like fantasy bookings of how this could go. I would like to see a Harley Cameron do a swerve and kind of turn heel, but I know you have your thoughts on that as well. Go with the low-hanging fruit of Chris Statlander, but it's like, man, you got the crowd of Chris Statlander right now. Kind of doing,
though. I don't think she really has the crowd as much as you think.
After she won the title, yes, I would agree with you. But after what she did to Wheeler, because I think everyone was kind of
Wheeler gets the most heat in AEW. Anybody can get over. Fuck Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, I love it. But it's gonna be interesting to see where this title goes because I don't think it's a little bit of a step down, but what's not a step down from Toni Storm?
Exactly. Mercedes Moné would be the only linear move in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a huge opportunity for Chris, and I know we both agree that she is fantastic in the ring and has just always struggled to find that character. It's there. She's got something now to sink her teeth into. So hopefully the crowd starts enjoying it.
Fuck you, Jay Gold. I take off my hat and I get a Caillou joke right away. Her pussy bald like Caillou, as Lil B would say. Sorry for the language, but we're past 1 hour. So as we always say on the On the Reg Wrestling Pod, you're on After Dark now, so it doesn't matter. I love this decision.
Yep.
I'm with you, like bar for bar what you said, because the initial reaction was, fuck yeah, Chris Statlander is the world champion, and now Toni Storm can do other things, because I was getting worried about Toni Storm, because eventually, you're just booking yourself into a corner where you're doing the same thing over and over again. She needs a little bit of a retool, I think, after this, and I think that is what this is going to do. Now with Chris Statlander and the Death Riders dynamic, I think you got something even more. And this is the perfect example of a player just saying, giving you the ball and running with it. Show us what you got, Chris. And this is similar, I think, to a Jey Uso title run. Because Jey Uso was being tested, being put in those spots, but never really overcame it until finally winning the Royal Rumble. This is Chris Statlander's Royal Rumble. This is it now. This is the launching pad for Chris Statlander. Sink or swim here. Because you're going to be involved with the biggest faction in AEW, and you're going to have that world title associated with that faction now going forward, which is just going to elevate that title even more to where whoever is stepping up to Chris Statlander is going to have to be a worthy opponent. So I think there's a lot of layers going into this win.
And I was going to say something when you said this is a perfect opportunity for her. This is the perfect stage for her because she has a backup plan. If this completely flops and the crowd doesn't love her, which I don't think is going to happen, I think this could be a good run. Not a transitional champion, but more of a identify yourself to Chris Statlander kind of title reign. She has a backup plan, and kind of fucking crazy to say this, but it would work if this certain individual has gotten better since the last time we saw her kind of on the main wrestling kind of stream. That'd be Marina Shafir. It's not an awesome backup plan, but it's a backup plan that you're going to get heat with. You have a really good heel champion if she won. It would be a transitional. It would be super quick, but...
It would just be copy and paste of what we saw with Moxley, but in a women's version.
Yeah.
We don't need that again, brother. I get what you're saying, dude, because she is going to need like a worthy heel like that. And that probably is going to be a future pay-per-view match. Hell, I'll say it right now. You'll see Chris Statlander versus Marina Shafir at one of the pay-per-views coming up for AEW. But I still think it's got to be a big name that takes that title off of Chris Statlander. But we could sit here and, try to guess that for hours. But we still got a few more matches to.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
I don't want to guess. I want to live this one out.
Yeah, fair enough. I like that. All right, let's move on. How many more matches we got to talk about here? Looks like we got two more matches to talk about. This one, then I said that Triple Threat earlier was my second favorite match. This might have been my second favorite match because now looking back at it, what a chaotic, in a good way, match this was. It kind of had the vibe of that 12-man TLC tag that WWE did earlier where spot after spot after spot. It wasn't really a match itself. It was a spot fest, but we always say it, Ian. The Young Bucks, when they're in ladder matches, good shit's going to happen. And I will give... hold on. I'm going to give the Young Bucks credit. I think what they are doing right now is great, and I have no complaints.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks. There's not much more else to say other than, like, if you're thinking of a awesome AEW match and what they do best, it's matches like this where it's just kind of batshit crazy, almost indie style wrestling. And I say that with a blanket term because I think it's that indie style we talked about years and years ago has become mainstream now. So not necessarily a dig at the wrestling style. It was fun. It was super entertaining. And it was a car crash.
Well, kind of like what Brett was saying, too. It's not like the other ladder matches that we've seen in the past 25 years. Like,
correct,
there was some new innovative spot. The Brodito flip off the corner. I remember this moment, and Brett, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was during the first match. I saw the clip of Brodito doing that from the corner, and I showed it to Brett, and I was like, holy shit, they're cooking right now. And even Brett saw it, and he's like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Dude, and Brodito retaining, at first, on paper, like, if you're thinking about that, there were so many other tag teams that could take advantage of winning the titles.
Yeah.
It's like, why would they put it on Brodito again? I can't help but love Brodito.
This is why they're putting on great matches. Maybe the stories aren't there, but the match quality is.
I mean, it's just more like the bromance between the two. It's so fun to, like, cheer them on, because it's like, fuck yeah, you guys are fucking killing it. And you guys are killing it for this company, which... Again, for an AEW fan, you have to be kind of proud to be an AEW fan, in some aspect, not a tribalism thing, but...
Oh, it's always tribalistic with AEW fans.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I'm going to be honest with you, and this might sound like me leaning towards the WWE, but I do encounter more AEW tribalists than WWE tribalists. Like, there is more WWE fans watching AEW than AEW fans watching WWE.
And I can explain to you why. It's like liking punk rock back in the early 2000s.
Or ECW.
Yeah, it's like there's not as many, but they're gonna have to be proud of it because it's something different. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm the same way. I'm like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. Especially when AEW first came around, it was cool to support AEW, and some of those people just kind of kept that ideology.
So who does the team to take the title off of Brody, do you think?
I think it's the Young Bucks still.
Me too. No, it's got to be the Bucks, but in time. I think they're still gonna have this slow build-up of the Young Bucks again. Like, they're almost fully back to being the Young Bucks.
Yeah, because BTE is back. It's been very fun, and they've been talking about, like, the Elite coming back.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It
has
back.
to be the Bucks, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the Young Bucks, which is kind of crazy to say.
I would have said Hurt Syndicate, but I
Yeah.
digress.
Moving to that trio style. I get it.
Well, who are the trios champions, by the way? That's not a dig.
No,
I
have
actually
no
am
idea.
trying to figure it out. That silence is speaking volumes.
I honestly have no idea. No clue.
That's my complaint about the trios
I'll
division.
figure it out.
We don't even know who the fuck the champions are. Yeah, and kind of agrees. He says Young Bucks or fumbled it. Wait. Is it Nick Wayne and crew? Nick Wayne.
It's the Ops. Duh. I didn't know
Jesus
that.
Christ. I didn't know that, obviously. Bucks are cooking. Let the story develop. Let them get back in their top form. And boom, taking those titles. Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself. So before we get into the main event, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. I believe we're currently sitting at 473. So be a friend. Tell a friend to subscribe to OTM because we are live every single Thursday. And we're doing some great things over at the Main Event Wrestling Network. We couldn't do it without this network supporting us. So show some love. We'll be live this Saturday from Main Event Mixer, episode 32, at mainevent_net on all the socials. We will be previewing NXT No Mercy. So let's go to the comment section before we move on to the main event because we got a couple new commenters here at the very end of the stream. Eric, he said, what do you think TNA does with the Women's World title with this Masha situation? I'm not gonna lie to you, Eric. I don't even know what you're referring to. Do you, Ian?
Not a clue.
See, we're not as in the loop with the rumors all the time because we do have shoot jobs during the day. So, I wasn't paying attention. So I missed it, Eric. If you want to help me out and let me know what you're referring to. We are doing amazing things. Yes, we are, Great Brown Hope. A lot of things. We're thanging over here. The idea tank is...
Sure. We're thanging.
We're thanging. Main event was obviously the best match of the night. Oh, yeah, this main event at All Out. Kyle Fletcher versus Adam Hangman Page. I know I had my critiques. I still believe in my critiques that you didn't really need the TNT champion. also taking up the main event scene against the world champion, but it did solidify the fact that Kyle Fletcher is the future of AEW. If you weren't convinced before the main event, you probably are now, and I'll let you summarize this real quick because Wyatt does not want you to be live anymore. Yeah.
No. It was a fantastic match, and we kind of went into this expecting an awesome match. This was a showcase for Kyle Fletcher. Obviously, every AEW fan knows how good Kyle Fletcher is, but if it was anybody tuning in to All Out just to watch it, like, this was just a stamp of approval. Like, yeah, Kyle Fletcher is going to be making his way to the world title. I wish this... Like you said, the TNT title didn't need to be around Kyle Fletcher's waist. I get it in the mentality of it's supposed to be Kyle Fletcher's ego having the TNT title around his waist with Don Callis at his corner.
It's a visual thing, yeah. But at least make it champion versus champion. Or maybe that's the WWE mind in me.
It is. It's a mid-card title versus a world title. So you could do it, but it's also kind of difficult to do that. Oh, yeah, here he comes.
Hey, Wyatt! He's like, hey, Ian. This is going a little too long. Can we wrap up the show?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
And honestly, Wyatt, give us about 10 minutes, and your dad will be there. Did he hear me?
No, he doesn't speak English.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm not going to read this out loud, but I don't know the validity to that. But if that is factual, let's keep her off TV. Brett said probably didn't need to go on for 40 minutes. But AEW loves long matches, true. My only gripe was the amount of tables that were used, considering the entire card was using tables. And I think that's a fair critique.
But the crowd was chanting for "We want tables."
Oh, yeah, like WWE crowds every fucking match.
I noticed that, and I was like, come on, guys. Relax.
Yeah, and he's right. Kyle is 26, so...
Really? You are?
No, I wish. Dude, I don't fucking look 26 anymore. But then again, if you were to ask the guy that was carding me at GCW in New Jersey, he said I look like a baby.
Yeah, that's fair. I get 30 years old, so...
That I believe.
Better situation.
It did, by the way, just for reference, because the 5th annual OTMEs will be going down this December, I still got my match of the year list, and 2 matches from this weekend made it, Ian. Can you guess the 2 matches? There was 1 from each show.
Well, this match was for the AEW one.
Correct.
Well, Io and Stephanie.
Yeah.
I'm
an Io and Stephanie mark. What did you expect? But it was also a really fucking good match. Yeah. Why is my thing freezing right now? Why can't I scroll down? This isn't good. My comment section isn't working.
Is it thinging?
It is thinging. We Slim Jim.
Sangin'?
Is that going to be a t-shirt or what?
Probably not.
Dude, I need to get some DoorDash. I am starving, guys. I'm sorry. I just need to wrap this up. I'm getting hungry here. So, overall, if I were to give a letter grade for both shows, I would probably give Wrestlepalooza a C. That's middle of the road. Mid is how the kids would say it. And DoorDash some Taco Bell. Man, I might fuck around and find out. Who knows? I'll keep you guys posted on Twitter. But what were we talking about again? Jesus Christ.
Letter grades.
Letter grades. Oh, yeah. Wrestlepalooza, I'd give a C. AEW All Out, a strong B+. There was great matches. There was matches I didn't like.
That's fair. I'm going with a 90-91 in that range for AEW All Out. I thought it was a really good pay-per-view.
Homer.
Yeah, true. I'm a tribalist, obviously. You know that. I tell you all the time. I tell you every single episode that I'm a tribalist.
How about the name of this new PLE?
Wrestlepalooza. The worst part is like this will now.
We were there.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact. It's like, oh, that was that Indianapolis show. That's how it's going to be remembered.
I still had fun though. Like it was a really fun time. Like the vibes were good. The crowd was still hot for the show.
Yeah. No, I mean Wrestlepalooza was like a C-.
Look at copied me. Look at that.
Yeah.
Bar for bar.
Bar for bar. Yeah. No, I would give C- for Wrestlepalooza. It was like especially if we're counting C as a straight through if the match happened or like the show happened, like it was very underwhelming, so can't go above it.
But hey, a great weekend of wrestling, as Kind said, topped off with an amazing NXT show on Tuesday with an even better one coming up. Great time to be a fan, and that's a great segue, Kind, because speaking of NXT, why don't you guys check out the NXT Night Shift? We are live every Tuesday night, me and Jay Gold at 9:15 Eastern. Actually, no, that would be 10:15 Eastern, my apologies. Right after NXT, recapping everything. We take call-ins from the listeners, so if you want to call in and chat about something, Stan from Burlington somehow finds our number every
Stan.
fucking time. He made from Burlington.
Burlington. I love it.
He came back last week. He's back from vacation.
Good, as he should be. I hope it was a good vacation. I need to talk to Stan from
You
Burlington.
do, because, from Burlington. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, no, I remember him.
Yeah. So, Bill Moss is the MVM. I don't know if you knew that.
Who's that?
He's not in the chat. Where's our champ? Don't see him. So that means one thing, right, Ian?
Yeah, we have a new champ.
And it's tough because it really was between two people. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It was between Kine and Brett. We'll call a spade here. And before we announce who's going to win, can't confirm it's awesome. Make sure to tune in after NXT. See, look at that. He's shilling away right now. You see, and Brett's talking shit. I don't know who Bill is. we're actually talking about Bill Nye, the science guy, believe it or
Well,
not.
no, we're talking about Big Bill.
Oh, we're talking about
We
Hot
forgot
Sauce
about that
Bill
match.
Moss.
That was a good match. Cool to see Eddie back.
Yeah, no, it was not a good match.
Eddie
Kingston still sucks. I'm sorry. That's a hot take. I know it is.
It's a hot take.
I don't understand why people care about Eddie Kingston.
Because he's got an awesome backstory.
So do I. Nobody cares about me.
You're not in the ring. I told you should get in the ring.
The world is cold. Better knuckle up. And new MVMs of the On the Mark Wrestling podcast. The tag team champions. Brett Haskell and Kine. I need a tag team name, boys. I need a name. Think of it.
McCann. McCann.
They could think of something here.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at
a
that.
good one.
Mad love, Great Brown Hope. Appreciate that. The modern day Lay Cool. and then Brett hits us with I'm the tag team champions. That was the greatest Team Hell No bit right there when they would do that.
Oh, yeah.
Very fun tag team. Which, speaking of fun tag teams, Lay Cool was not one of those. Wow. Kind not happy. A little dysfunction here with a yank. He's even slang terming us.
Calling him a Yankees fan. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, that's what we call people around here. Yanks are just Yankees fans, I guess.
That's
in America. I think that's a derogatory term across the pond, right?
Oh.
Wow.
They're Brits.
Trouble in paradise, I guess you would say. Shout out to Kofi Kingston. Guys, it was a fun time hanging out with you here for episode 261. But we're going to have a lot more fun on episode 266 because why, Ian?
Well, we got Mr. Big Trouble Ben Bishop. By the way, like seriously, we've had some interviews on the show before, and we love everybody that has been on the show to have some interviews. But this is one of the ones I'm super excited for because he's fucking hilarious.
Oh, wait, hold on. The Great Brown Hope's so right. He's so right.
Episode 304. Yes,
We have to.
PWI 304. So if you're into that shit, he's not top 300. He's not that good, but he is 304.
Tribal Keith hates him, by the way.
Yeah, I seriously, I cannot wait to hear what kind of history he has with Tribal Keith. Hopefully it's a long history. I don't know. It could just be a crazy person on the internet. I don't know.
Hey, look we got a tag team name, Haskine. I'm going to have to tweet that
I like
out. Not bad. It's kind of like Fraxium, but Haskine.
I like that.
It has a ring to it, and we are definitely going to be naming, it is official, our interview with Big Trouble Ben Bishop, episode 304. Just jump in the line real quick. So it's going to be a great time. Subscribe for more. We're going to be live every single Thursday. The times vary, so make sure you're following us at Pod on the Mark on all the socials. Ian, why don't you tell them a little bit more about what we are doing over at the Main Event Wrestling Network?
Well, we have a mixer this weekend talking some NXT, so if you're an NXT fan, go join that show. I would happily say I will be a part of it, but I know nothing about NXT. Although I'm pretty damn good at predicting them, so maybe I should show up just to predict it. And
I'll ask for your quick hits so we can read them off.
I can do
on
that.
the show.
Yeah, I like that. I'll do that, and I will do zero research at all, like I usually do. But we have the Main Event Wrestling Network. The Great Brown Hope is still pumping out articles. The dude is a fantastic writer, keeps you entertained throughout the entire thing.
Shout out to the Blog World Order.
Yeah, Blog World Order is strong. Wrestling junkies are still going strong as well. Those guys are absolute units in what they are doing every single day, pretty much.
Oh, and shout out to IW Guide, who are about to have the head writer for PWI.
Crazy. That is insane.
We're doing main event shit over here, boys. It's fun to be a wrestling fan, and it's fun to be a part of this little community that we have. So, a great way of doing it, family, is going to the On The Mark Wrestling Podcast.com. We got OTM merch, but not just OTM merch. We do have Main Event Wrestling Network merch. And speaking of the main event, thank you for getting us to 200 subscribers over on that channel as well. There's giveaways. We want to give our stuff away. Only one person has claimed their stuff, so what are you going to do? I guess one person only wants their prize. And Great Brown Hope says, thanks for the love, Ian LaFleur. And he said, we are always looking for new members for the BWO. And speaking of new members, Ian, I haven't even told you this. El Presidente over here is cooking something up behind the scenes. Kind of like you were petting Wyatt right there on his head. I'm cooking over here. Main event moves are happening, people. And thank you for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.